Wait, before you start thinking every secret NASA hides involves little green men, or a hidden base on the dark side of the moon, you need to hear this. Actually, the biggest secret might just be how painfully, logically human the whole operation is. My uncle was one of those guys, the kind of smart that makes you feel like you're playing checkers, while he's playing three-dimensional chess in his head. He had a PhD in physics, and spent the better part of the 70s and 80s buried in research and development for space missions. He wasn't the guy in the suit waving from the ladder, he was the guy making sure the ladder didn't melt or snap in two. And what he told me about the greatest conspiracy of all time. It changed the way I look at reality forever. We live in an era where skepticism is basically a personality trait. You see it everywhere on the internet, the grainy photos, the unexplained flags waving in vacuums, the shadows that don't seem to line up. People are obsessed with the idea that the government is this omnipotent, perfectly oiled machine capable of pulling off the most complex theatrical production in human history. We want to believe in the lie because, honestly, the idea of a massive cover-up is almost more comforting than the idea that we actually strapped 3 guys to a giant firework and shot them into the void. It's the classic American struggle. Do we trust the math, or do we trust the mystery? My uncle lived right in the middle of that friction, working in the halls where the actual blueprints were drawn, and he saw a side of the agency that most truthers never even consider, the sheer, unadulterated chaos of trying to keep a secret when 40,000 people are involved. So, let's talk about the 70s and 80s at NASA. This wasn't the sleek, CGI-enhanced world we see today. This was the era of slide rules, magnetic tape, and copper-stained blueprints. My uncle worked on propulsion systems and heat shielding, the stuff that keeps an orbiter from becoming a shooting star on reentry. He used to tell me stories about the red tape monsters. You see, NASA isn't just a bunch of scientists, it's a government bureaucracy. To get a single bolt approved for a lunar module, you needed signatures from 5 different departments, 3 safety inspectors, and a budget oversight committee. Now, think about the moon landing conspiracy for a second. To fake that, you wouldn't just need a movie set in Nevada. You'd need to fake the telemetry data for every tracking station across the globe, from Hawaii to Australia. You'd need to pay off hundreds of thousands of contractors, people at Boeing, Grumman, and IBM, who all thought they were building real parts for a real ship. My uncle pointed out that in the world of physics, things are predictable. In the world of people, someone always talks. Someone gets drunk at a bar and brags. Someone gets fired and wants revenge. The sheer logistics of maintaining a lie involving 400,000 employees for 50 years is, statistically speaking, impossible. He explained that the Cold War wasn't just a race of technology, it was a race of egos. If the Soviets, who were tracking our signals every second, had even a shred of evidence that we were faking it, they would have broadcast it to the world in a heartbeat. The fact that our biggest enemies validated our coordinates suggests that the science was, well, undeniable. One night, when I was about 16 and neck-deep in some documentary about faked moon footage, I finally worked up the nerve to ask him the big question. I said, "Uncle, you were there. You saw the inner workings. Did we really land on the moon, or was it all just a show for the Cold War?" He didn't laugh. He didn't roll his eyes or get defensive like most people do. He just gave me this tired, knowing smile, the kind you give a kid who's trying to understand how a car engine works, but doesn't know what a spark plug is. He leaned back in his chair and said, "Kid, if you knew how many people it takes to fake something like that, how many thousands of egos, how many millions of pages of documentation, and how many potential whistleblowers you'd have to keep quiet forever, you'd realize it's actually significantly easier to just go to the damn moon." He explained that the solution to the mystery isn't found in a grainy video, it's found in the math of human behavior. Building a Saturn V rocket is a monumental engineering challenge, sure. But maintaining a perfect, multi-generational lie across the entire planet, that's a feat that defies the laws of physics and sociology alike. He taught me that the truth is often boring, because it's messy, expensive, and involves a lot of people working overtime, whereas a conspiracy is exciting, because it suggests a level of competence that governments simply don't possess. Next time you hear someone questioning the greatest achievements of the past, remember what my uncle said. Sometimes, the most radical thing you can believe in is the fact that human beings are actually capable of doing the impossible through sheer, stubborn effort. If you found this perspective shift as mind-blowing as I did, hit that like button and share this with someone who loves a good mystery. And hey, drop a comment below. Do you think it's easier to build a rocket or keep a secret? Let's talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that define our world. Stay curious.